What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another office video. Yeah, I got my little sweat jacket on here because it's cold in the mud. About 16 degrees out and stuff. The heat rises at my house, so if I was up in my bedroom, I'd have on a tank top. Anyway, the reason why many men will choose a plain Jane over a pretty girl, and I should say pretty girl, because there's been a viral TikTok video and everything. And some of y'all probably seen it. This young lady who's definitely, she got the weave and, eyelashes, all of that, talking about, yeah, these men would rather hook up and really settle, cuff, whatever term you want to use, with a plain Jane. And that don't surprise me, though. That don't surprise me, because that's not something new. That's always been the case. That's always been the case. The thing is, first of all, I use quotations for the pretty girl because the plain Jane ain't necessarily ugly. See, like I said, this has always been the case. So what does the plain Jane represent? The girl next door. She got a bit more innocence, right? A man is looking at her because he's thinking wifey. Now, everybody know about my book, Nice Guys and Players, right? Everybody know about it. But I actually have a book for the ladies called Finding the Right Man. And men, we got our selection criteria too. Contrary to popular belief, we don't just try to get with every woman. We don't try to get with every woman. We got our standards and everything too. But one of the things I told the ladies in that book, men tend to look at women in three ways. One, as a sex partner. One, as a sex partner. The second one is just a friend. And I told the ladies, I was honest with them. I said, if a man see you as just a friend, you got to work on some stuff, because that's one thing with us. Even if we don't get with a woman, we see most women, period, as potential sex partners. If we look at a woman and think, oh, just a friend, most men, there's something up with it. She just has zero sex appeal or something. She got some stuff to work on. But then the third one is the wife, Miss Right, the wifey. Now, this argument between, this debate between, plain Janes versus the pretty girls. Pretty girls. The reason why I'm saying that, because in this day and age, most of the girls considered pretty aren't roll out of bed pretty. Those are rare. Most of the pretty girls, the ones, they got their eyebrows fixed up, laced hair, weaves, and that goes across races, just to be clear, because I know some people say, yeah, those black women. No, this is women of all races. I mean, shoot, they putting on something extra trying to enhance it. I used to back in the day, I dealt with a Korean girl. I had to convince her to stop wearing those blue contacts. I said, your eyes are pretty, right? Or then you got women dyeing their hair, doing all sorts of stuff, right? Fixing up, and really the entire makeup industry. And let's be real, most women are adjustables. Most women are adjustables. Even some women who are famous women known as dimes. There's been so many pics, so many stories. Shoot, sometimes the star women, celebrity women, will do it themselves. They'll show themselves without makeup. They look ordinary. I told you I worked for a minute with this modeling company. When these women ain't fixed up, you probably wouldn't give them a second look walking down the street. Even if they got a fat booty, sometimes they'll just wear some sweats or something. You'd be surprised. Like, a roll out of bed beautiful woman is rare. Like, she don't have to put on makeup, anything. And I've known a handful. When I say a handful, I can think of two off the top of my head. Outside the women in my family, of course. But I'm actually serious. Outside of that, I can think of a handful. Like, makeup ain't a big, that's not something a natural would have to wear. But I was going to say not a big thing, but I was about to get shit out of context. In general, most women are throwing on something. And see, you get these women, they got the They got the nails. Got the nails, got the caked on makeup, all that stuff, fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows, and everything. And they gonna get some attention. Ironically, that's for the things they fixed up for. I told a lady friend the other week, she thought, and she might even see this, I might even tell her I said this. Like, she was in a grocery store parking lot, right? And she said this guy was looking at her and stuff, and he almost ran into somebody. And she was like, she had got a different haircut. I just looked at her, I said, hey, your hair. Where'd he come from? He came from the back. He saw your ass. Because let me say something about that. For the women especially listening. Your body probably mean more. We don't care about those fake eyelashes and stuff. We really don't. We tolerate it. Like you get that like thick eyebrows or something. We tolerate it. All the stuff you doing, even all the makeup. Yeah, we'll look, but we tolerate it. Shoot, we tolerate it. See, a plain Jane who got the same body build and just natural, all of a sudden the dude is thinking, oh, okay, let me see what's up. Because one thing, when a woman fixed up like that, one, she's giving off a message that you gotta be like, have a bunch of money to afford her. If you walk out with that, well, there ain't no nice way to say it, whole look, that's how he gonna think about you. Now, he might deal with you just for sex, or the women listening to this, but the fellas, y'all know. Well, let me switch it back to the fellas. I got confused for a second as to which channel I was on. And I've told women this on my women's channel any damn way. I've told women this. But fellas, we know when we see that woman, only thing we thinking is sex. She's automatically in the sex category. We ain't thinking wifey. We ain't thinking wifey. Now, even some younger dudes, if they go after them, they ain't thinking, oh, this is my future wife. They not thinking that. They think, oh, I want to tap that. That look good. Like a good time girl, party girl. And that's why you get even some players. I found this even with players. Players that get, they'll stroke all the, made up women, got all the makeup, got their noses contoured, got all the nails and stuff. But then, when that player ready to settle down, he'll get the plain Jane. Why? She's wifey. See, here's the thing, and it's deeper than, contrary to popular belief, men as they get older aren't just about the sex. Yeah, it's important, but we thinking other stuff, because, and I got a video coming, most men want a relationship. They want a steady, good relationship with a quality woman who is in cooperation to their operation. They want wifey. And that goes beyond just how she looking to everybody else. Would this woman make a good wife? Is she going to be supportive? And a lot of dudes do want children. They do want children. So is this woman they're going to subconsciously, not even conscious, but subconsciously look for the woman who look like she's going to be a good mother. Let me say that again. They're going to subconsciously look for the woman who look like she's going to be a good mother. If you get some woman too, she caught up in like fixing herself up and that don't give off mother vibes. That gives off like quick sex, fun sex vibes, and they'll get the man for that. Those women like that will definitely get a man. Shoot, they have some men lined up. Some men may even trick on them. Mr. Goodbar types are just, do what they want with them, then kick them to the curb. Okay, that's fine. But when a man is thinking, oh, I need to chill out. I need to settle down. I want good kids. All of a sudden, they start looking at the woman different. And it's not even just her physicality or being a good mother, but just how does she have a good personality? Is she a good person? Can that man sit and talk with her? Is she going to cause drama and all of that? Seriously. And then when we say plain Jane, like I said, I alluded to earlier, it don't necessarily mean she ugly. People try to say that, but if you look at a lot of women, they ain't fixing up like that. Look at their bone structure. And then look at the bone structure of the women all fixed up. Ain't no real difference. Like I said, there's only a few what I call stars roll out of bed, just drop dead gorgeous, genetic, beautiful. Just a few of them. Most other women, even the so-called pretty girls, most of them are average. They just fixed up. They had some good makeup. And see, a lot of guys ain't down for that. You know, it's like this dude said in a movie back in the day. You know, he said you got these women got fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, talking about they want a real man. And I'm saying a man who about something, who trying to do something, he trying to build, you know, he trying to build something. And then he probably more into his spiritual system, which is a thing, really. That's something that's not talked about. And then overall, well, I'll get into this other part, the overall thing. But, you know, he wants a good woman. And like I said, men only going to be stupid about it. Men aren't going to be stupid about it and just forget everything else, really, when they're young. That's just our nature. But as we get older, we done bills. Think about something. And if anybody, y'all can co-sign me on this. You a man, you actually got a program in life. You got a program. You got, you know, you got your own home, or you got good leverage. Even if you living in a rented place, you still taking care of that. Or, you know, you building towards more. You got a plan. You got a good career. You got a, you know, good career, a decent job at a minimum, a good career, something that you want to do for life as part of your purpose. You building businesses and everything. You got a plan for life. You want that woman that's going to fit into that plan. And, you know, honestly, the pretty girls don't necessarily fall into it because they, like I said, they all dressed up and everything, looking for a certain something, you know? Because that whole thing I was going to get into is what I was, you know, I just kind of alluded to it earlier too. The men, we just more than some dumbass motherfuckers out here who just totally superficial. Now, it's fun to say that in a joke. I've said that in a joke. But a man who's thinking, he's really thinking about his life. He got something going on. He got a plan. He got his beliefs, his spiritual beliefs, his political beliefs and something. Shoot, he need a woman that's going to fall into it. And he's smart. He ain't just some dumbass. You got so many women out here thinking some men just some dumbasses or something. And you got some. But if you talk about the average man thinking, look, this is what I like, this is what I want. And one thing a plain Jane will bring, well, she actually got two things. One, she ain't giving off that vibe that she's just a party girl. So, and that's very important to the man. He thinking long term. He thinking beyond the party. He thinking who want to be there for him when shit might be going downhill. You know, he going through a tough time. You know, who going to really support him in his dreams? And quite frankly, who can he support in her dreams? Where's she going? You know, who going to be in a good couple, compatible couple with him, right? So, you know, that's one. Another thing is, let's be real. A lot of plain Janes, they can fix up when they need to. Like, most men, yeah, they want that, you know, chilled out woman, but if she know how to fix up when they going someplace and that all gaudy and stuff, but have a classy look and everything, a man's going to respond to that. Seriously. Because I've seen some of the women, I'm to be real with you, I've known several women in life, they had men lined up. I'm serious, they had men lined up, but if you look at them, they were closer to the plain Jane thing. But then you couldn't call them ugly though. See, there's a difference. See, a plain woman, a plain Jane, she ain't gonna have all that makeup, that's it. But she got the same bone structure. She got the same bone structure, probably in better shape too. And I've known quite a few, and they had men just literally lined up for them. Because they will chill. Because another thing with the plain Jane, she can just talk to him. She can have a regular convo with a man. She ain't tripping. One of the things that the pretty girls give off is that nose up in the air. Oh, you got to be a certain thing to even talk to me or something like that. Most guys ain't no good bars or rich men or anything like that. In fact, the a lot of smart men, they say, you know what, stay in their lane. Let me get that woman right there. She chill, she cool, we can talk and laugh together. That's the whole thing, yo. And it's that simple. You got so many trying to figure the shit out. Because seriously, a lot of women like that. In fact, I know a woman. Let me end with this young lady I knew, right? Young lady I knew back in the day. Because we were working on the same job. And she used to come to work dressed like a straight hoe. She came to work dressed like a straight hoe and would have drama, a certain type of drama with the guys on the job because of how she was dressed. In fact, she told me, she said total strangers would kind of walk up to her and offer her some money for sex. And, I just said, well, that's the vibe you giving off. One of the things that helped that young lady, though, because she was a young black woman, an older woman on the job, older sister took her to the side and said, hold up, kind of changed her up. All of a sudden, she started coming to work more dressed in a, more conservative manner, more for business. And it was almost a day and night change. The guys in the job started treating her differently. The guys on the job started treating her differently and everything. So they were even getting, they were getting a better women. I mean, sorry about that. Just jumped ahead for a second. But they were getting, she was getting a difference in the treatment, her work assignments. And honestly, she's a very hard worker because I had to supervise on a couple of things back when she was dressing like a hoe. And she was a very hard worker. She just didn't look like it. But it just changed it. And see, when a man sees that, he looks at it different. I even looked at it different. Like, I appreciate how she worked. But when she kind of changed, I was like, okay. I ain't mess with her. I was engaged at the time. So, I was just like, okay. Respected it. And see, a lot of women got to understand that if they really want a man out this joint, they got to think, okay, what do you want for? If you just want it for sex, oh yeah, fix up, do all of that. I know y'all going hunting. That's your war paint. That's the woman's war paint and stuff. I understand that, but then you get some women, they want to settle down. They want to, get married. They want that top-notch guy. That top-notch guy, shoot, no, he wants somebody who, when they fix up, is at least going to look classy. In fact, I know of another instance. I don't know if I should call his name, but if I call his name, then it connects with somebody else, and then the comments just change up. But this woman, she got this guy. This dude was a PhD. Has some notoriety. You haven't heard his name in years, though. But I remember I had met her, and she was very attractive, but she didn't have all that tons of makeup or eyelash. She was kind of more on the conservative in how she dressed. But then I looked at who she got for a husband, and because when I saw, I say this dude was on a reality show, and then had a scene where they met up with the wife. I said, oh snap, I know her. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. They made total sense. See, a man, look, and this is for the fellas, right? This is for the fellas. And real quick, something popped across my phone screen. Somebody said your order won't be shipped until. You hate when I get these scammers. Anyway, right? But a man who, he got his stuff together, he wants a woman that truly represents him. Any of y'all men out there, you want that woman who represents you. Now, if you're a man, you got an education. You're a professional or you moving up. Like say, especially with professionals. That's why I always say, that whole Pookie and Ray Ray thing. Man, come on. Look, a professional man, he wants that kind of professional looking woman. Especially if he's going in offices or stuff or events with some other corporate executives. And contrary to popular belief, who you marry, and I think Kevin Samuels, shout out Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, had talked about this. In fact, he was way big on this. if you're going in some of those professional environments, you got to be very concerned about the woman on your arm, because judgments are made. Judgments are made. And see, a lot of women don't understand that. They be talking about, these women be talking about, they want a 6-figure guy. They want a 6-figure guy. They want that 6-figure, 200,000, 400,000 and everything, right? And Kevin, rest in peace, he pointed that shit and he called them on it. I would tell women that same thing. You want that 6-figure guy, you need to look like it. Somebody else who did it, he's still around, Michael Baisden. Michael Baisden, look him up. He had a radio show and everything. He's been doing this since the 90s, just as long as I have, really. And shoot, yeah, and let's just say he's bigger. And that's cool. But I remember in front of a woman, I was at some event. It was at an expo, and he was talking to mostly women sitting down. There were guys on the sideline listening, co-signing. But he said, ladies, you want that professional man? Shoot, you got to look at how your hair looks, how you carry yourself, everything. You know, because a man who really got something going on, he want that woman to represent him. He's not going to be walking around. He ain't going to be walking around in public and some women, you know, all caked up and all of that shit. Because don't count entertainers and stuff. We talking most men out here, if they make money, shoot, they got to do it in a profession or be a business owner or something. A profession, it could be a career, but it got to be one of those careers they can make a lot big money, like corporate executives or something, or corporate attorneys, something like that. They're very concerned about who they walk with because they're going to be judged on. When you're at a certain level, these men are judged. And, you know, these women out here want these like high paying men and stuff, you know, men with all this money. And I'm like, well, look what you bringing to the table. You know? Shit. Ain't nothing wrong. I mean, yeah, you got a little bit of makeup, all that shit on, some lipstick, and basically clean, but, you know, you got all those acrylic nails and shit. Yeah, it look good for one level of man. Or you got those fake eyelashes. A man, trust me, a man thinking about that shit. And the only way you might, a woman might even get that type of man, really, maybe for some quick sex, at best. But even then, man get to a point, you even gonna be picky about who you fool around with. So, hey. But that's the reason, though. The thing is, it comes down to one thing. Plain Janes are more wifey. That's it. I mean, the pretty girls, and like I said, I'm gonna keep doing it that way because like these pretty girls, they just got good makeup on. You know, they just ain't giving off the wifey vibe. And a smart man, shoot, he looking for a serious woman. So that's it. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.